Hello, 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 and welcome. It's me again, and I'm hoping that you're getting to know by now. It's Joy. It's Joy Ruffin coming to you from the Sunshine State. Tonight, it's Wednesday night, so it's Leading Ladies, Leading Legacies, Living Legacies. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's always good to see you here. Tonight, we're talking about something that I'm hoping that every person in the universe is interested in hearing a wee bit more about, keeping the ears open, because we're going to be talking about secrets to how you can create multiple streams of income. And we have a dynamic lady with us tonight. And by the way, all of you who are here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I appreciate your being here. We're going to be meeting and talking with Lisa Solway. Lisa is a business and wealth strategist, a speaker, a real estate investor. Oh, and listen to this, an Amazon #1 best-selling contributing author of The Journey to the Stage, #5. Ooh, I love that. Journey to the Stage. And coming soon, and we'll have to ask her about this and find out more information because I love this title. How big is your why? Oh, I love this. Now, Lisa, I could go on and on about her background, but I want her to share with you a little bit about it. I met Lisa in one of the groups that I love and adore, Women's Prosperity Network. We're both members, lifetime members. And what I'm going to do is invite her over now, and I want you to meet her and say hello. Lisa, hello. It's good to see you. Welcome.
Hi, Joy. Thank you so much for having me on your wonderful show. I appreciate the invitation.
Bless your heart. I am honored and delighted to have you here. This has been a long time in coming, but we both are busy, 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 but we've made the time, we found the time, and here you are. Now, Lisa, I gave just a tidbit of your background. I want you to share with us a little bit more about your background, why you're doing what you're doing now, and why you love it so much. And then we'll go into what everybody wants to know, multiple streams of income.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you again so much, Joy. I really love talking about this topic. I'll say a little bit about myself.
Yes.
I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years, and I've had different businesses along the way. But I got introduced to an incredible company. It's a network marketing company, and that really opened my eyes to multiple streams of income because we have multiple streams of income in this company. And I've also been a real estate investor for a long time. I started out in Connecticut, which is where I raised my family. I have 4 kids.
Oh.
I have 4 grandsons, and I have another grandson on the way. He's coming in August. So I'm really excited about meeting Lil Cash. His name's Cash. How about that? Yeah, they named him Cash. Yes.
That they've already named him?
They've named him Cassius, and they're going to call him Cash. And I'm like, I love that name.
I do too. They could not have picked a better name. Okay.
I agree. And so, you know, we have a family real estate investing company where we have fixed and flipped homes. We also have rental properties here in our area, Melbourne, Florida. Part of them we Airbnb, some of them we rent. And I just passed my real estate license.
Fantastic.
So I'm really excited about that because it goes hand in hand with everything I do. My multi-level marketing company is an essential. We're the world's largest direct seller of telecom, energy, and other essential services that we need in our homes and business. So that is really, when I got introduced to that network marketing company, that's what got me thinking about building wealth and multiple streams of income. So I started studying, how do you do that? You know, what does it mean? What does it mean to me? And so in the past 9-10 years, that's really where I focus my energies. I still was working as a personal trainer at the time. And when I moved here 4.5 years ago, I said, okay, no more of that. I'm going to focus on passive and residual income and the multiple streams of income that I want to create for my family.
I think this is fantastic. You know, you learn as you go all the time. I knew you were multifaceted and a Renaissance woman, but I didn't know about all of this. This is fantastic. Let me ask you something, because I have this bug in my ear, getting away a little bit from where you are, but we'll get back because I don't know. I know that you are a real estate investor. I didn't know it, yet when I think about it, I think I have my own answer here, that you could be that without having a real estate license. But yes, of course, right? You don't
Yes, you
feel
can. You
like,
can. You can manage your own properties without having a broker's license as well. But
makes
once you
sense.
manage for others, you must have a broker's license.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it comes to me like after the fact. I can see that. But let me ask you this. Did you like it so much so that you decided you wanted to get more invested in the real estate? Is that how you came to be able to wanting to have your license?
I actually wanted to have my license even when I was in Connecticut, but I
Uh
didn't want to sit at a broker's office and make pretty much a quarter of my efforts. But
huh.
I came across a company that has multi-level um, revenue share, the highest commission payout, and also a cap on what you pay into the broker. And you can also earn stock in this company. It's a publicly traded company, so I can earn stock at 20% less. So I can buy it at 20% less, and I can also earn stock with the sales that I have.
Got it.
I love that it goes perfectly with everything that I do.
Yes. Well, you do a lot, my friend. You do a
Yes.
lot.
I have a lot of fun. I really love what I do. I love the companies that I'm working with, so it works out perfectly.
Well, you mentioned one of my favorite words, fun and laughter.
Hmm.
And especially now for me, because I'm a kind of a serious, kind of anal day kind of person. But now at this stage in time in life, fun and laughter. And if it's not fun, ultimately I'm gone. But let me ask you this. The title that you gave us for the show tonight, I love Wealth Winners,
Hmm.
and how you can go about creating multiple streams of income
You
and some of
got
the
it.
secrets. Now, I like
Yes.
that. And I'm sure the audience does too. So, start off, even though you've covered a little bit about your background, which is multifaceted again, tell us, how do you determine? You said here one of the points you wanted to talk about was determine your vision and source of income. So, let's start off with some of these points that you want to make that will share some of the secrets about how you came to doing what you're doing with the multiple streams of income.
Okay, great. So one of the first questions when I meet with people about this topic is I ask them, what does wealth mean to you? So I think it's important for anyone on the call to really look at that for themselves. What does wealth mean to them? And when they think about wealth, how does it make them feel? And
Excellent.
then ultimately, like, how much money, because we always associate wealth with money, but I'm going to cover a little bit of that in a little while.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's, to me, it's not just money. That's part of it, but that's what we always think about when we hear that word, right?
Right. I'm on your team there because that's what I used to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no longer. Yet I know how important money is. I have a deep regard and respect for money, but money is not the end all be all of everything. And wealth covers a lot of territories. And first, you start with health. So,
Yes, yes, right. So I'm going to cover that in just a little bit.
yeah.
But
Okay.
I think vision is really important for us in life. We really need to figure out, what do we see for our future? What do we want for ourselves? What do we want in terms of our health, our money, our finances?
Hmm.
What kind, especially at, our very tender ages of wisdom, I'll call it.
I
What
love
kind of
that.
legacy do we want to leave behind for our family, for, maybe our community, maybe the world?
Uh,
And, I have a very wonderful program close to my heart that I think you and I spoke about. I'll talk about it in a little bit.
okay.
But so the first step is determining, what is your vision for yourself in creating multiple streams of income. And when you look at and break down what those multiple streams of income can be, what is your vision for your ideal customer? How do you want to serve that customer? So you really want to think about that, and who is your ideal customer, right? And that's important in business, right?
Ab-
So when I'm talking to people about creating wealth, the one thing I say is, look to 3 to 5 streams of income. And anywhere from 1 to 3, you want to have passive or residual.
mhm.
Passive and residual meaning that it's a one-time act and you get paid month after month, year after year, which is, you're renting we rent properties. So we bought the property, and, we did all the homework we needed to do to make sure that we covered all our costs and made money, cash
Mhm.
flow. We call it
Mhm.
cash flow. So we bought it that one time, we rent it typically every year. And so we're making money and our tenants are paying down the mortgage, right? So that's true of any real estate investor who owns property.
Yes.
You want to make sure that you're covering your costs and you have a fair market value rent and that you're taking really good care of your property. So that's one thing. And then, some people start out, they have a job. People that I've talked to, they have a job, but they don't want to work a job anymore because they want to be with their kids.
Right.
So I help them map out, but you need to do one thing at a time. So do one thing, get really good at it, get your income stream going, and then add another one.
Focus.
And then, but you have to have a map. You have to know where you're going. You have to know the direction that you're heading in, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so really, since I've been here, I've actually figured a lot of this out since I've been here. Women's Prosperity Network, whom you mentioned earlier on.
Yes. Love them.
Really, there was another great group of people who helped me think a little differently, which is great. So you really want to figure out your vision, and then you want to figure out what works with what you're currently doing, or what have you dreamt of doing your entire life, or what's out there that is appealing to you. So I help them narrow that down. So I have a whole formula and program that I use when I work with people.
That's great. I like that. But let me ask you this, because at this stage for me, this is what I know. There are no question marks.
Mm-hmm.
In the planning and the figuring out the vision and the plan, how do you allow them to tap into what their natural gifts and talents are that they have to master so that they can use and utilize that in the process of building these multiple streams of income?
Well, that is a really great question. And most of the people that I've worked with, they're not sure.
Yes.
They know they want more money.
Yes.
So, one of the things that I'll tell people, it's not a point on here, is I tell them, you need to sit down with a journal and you really need to start thinking about what makes you happy, what brings you joy. Yes. And it's really a journal and self-discovery process. There are also tools out there that you can use, regarding your personality type and your career path. So there are tools out there that they can use too. But most of the people that I work with are, 30 and over.
Yes.
And we've gotten to a certain point in our lives where we do know some things about ourselves, but most people aren't happy. The people that I speak to in their job, they're not happy in their job. They would rather be doing something different.
Right. I ask you that specifically because I know you and I both have this connection with working with young people. Young people, you can understand them not knowing, not really understanding and having a good awareness of what it is that they want to do, or even what their natural talents are. Somehow when we get into the 20s, 30s, 40s, we ought to be on that track. So there's a lot that needs to be done, because you said a lot of people are working at jobs and they're not happy, but they don't know quite what else they want to do. They don't know what their gifts and their skills are. So that's exactly why I asked you that.
Right. And I have a program called Lift Up Young Lives.
And I love it.
Thank you. In our level 2, we help them create a life plan.
Great.
So we help them think about what are their priorities in life, and we're giving them all kinds of tools to figure that out.
Wonderful. What age range are they?
So they're anywhere from 16 to 26. In our last program, it was 16 to 26. Wonderful. And they're either aging out of foster care, homeless, or rescued from human trafficking. And so it was a really fun process to help them create their life plan. And it ties into something I'm going to be saying in just a little bit.
All right. Listen, my love, I interrupted you because I get carried away, but we'll go with the flow. I wanted you to continue with your multiple streams of income and the master plan of how you go about it. My apologies, but continue.
Very good. All right. So we have the define your vision and, really figure out the streams of income that you're interested in, that make you excited and happy and, get those little butterflies in your stomach going because you're so excited.
Yes.
And hi, Daria. How are you? Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
And then the next piece is, so once you get that mapped out, how are you going to do this, right? So you have to figure out your daily method of operation. What are you going to do in order to achieve those goals that you have.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're familiar with Tony Robbins.
Who isn't?
Yeah, I know, right. Stupid question.
No. There are not.
I never want to assume anything because you know what that means, right?
I know.
So I love his rapid planning method. And this is how I help people figure out their daily method of operation. You know, what is their big goal and what do they need to do to get there? But it's also really important getting to how big is your why. You have to know what your why is. And you have to get to that why on an emotional level. So I'll do a 7-level exercise with the people I work with.
Mhm.
You know, why do you want to create multiple streams of income?
Mhm.
And they'll give me an answer. Well, I want more money. I don't want to be broke. Okay, well, why don't you want to be broke? And so you just keep going 7 levels to the point once you see them get emotional, you know you've really hit it.
Right.
Because oftentimes people don't follow through with what they say they're going to do unless there's an emotional connection. Because then, you know, you can help that person remember. Do you remember that, you know, is it okay if I remind you that, you know, you grew up poor and you were always embarrassed because you didn't have the latest, you know, clothing that your friends had,
Mhm.
you know, or whatever that reason is. I just made that up.
Sure.
You know, but that is a reason. A lot of times it boils down to our childhood, which is very interesting.
Well, we get
Very
it. And
interesting.
it's beyond interesting for all of us, regardless to
Right.
how good, bad, or indifferent it was. But you
Right.
have something here that's connecting to what you just spoke to. And I love this. When I read this, I said, ooh, yippee. It says personal growth is
Yes.
your secret sauce.
Absolutely. Right. We need to grow to our goals. You know, I'm sure you've heard the number of people who win the lottery end up more broke
Yes,
because they're not a millionaire mindset.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
everyone I know who came from nothing and grew multiple streams of income and millions and multi-millions and billionaires, they read every day. You know, they were listening to audios, and there's so much out there. Like, you know, there are great books. You can go to the library, they have great books. And not only that, you can go to YouTube. YouTube is an incredible resource. When I go to the gym, I have my earbuds on and I'm listening to something all the time, all the time.
Listen, my love, my generation didn't have all of this technology and stuff that we have now. I spent a fortune on personal development and personal growth, and I still continue to do that because I knew that that was the way that I could grow into my best self, and you're always growing into your best self. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's never, I learned long ago, I'm a lifelong learner because I'm never the best version of myself.
yeah, it never ends.
No, it never ends. And actually, again, getting back to that fun word, it's fun. It's
Yes,
fun to learn. It's fun to read different books or listen to different videos or even go, like I've been to Tony Robbins, all his events. Amazing. A lot of fun.
now
And
that
boy,
I would love to attend one of those events. One of these days, I'll connect with you and maybe we'll go together because that's one of the things on my bucket list is to
yeah.
attend the heck of it for different reasons, most likely. But yes, I'd love to
Oh,
attend one.
I would go again. I still have life wealth that I need to finish, but I would go again. Is unleash the power within when you get to walk over hot coals. He teaches you how to do it. I'm not kidding you. It is unbelievable. You know, God, well, there must have been 7,000 people walking across the coals.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing. Yeah, and it's just to show you that you can do whatever you want to do. If you can walk
Oh,
on hot coals, you can do whatever you want, right?
I do believe that at this time. And the other thing that you brought to my attention here is one of my biggies right here and now because of the cycle that I'm going through. But pay attention to your health,
Yes.
finances, contributions, and remember to have fun. So
Right.
for that, I
So,
think you already have
yes,
a little bit more. Yes.
right. So to me, health is wealth. Because if you don't have health, what do you have?
Mhm.
Absolutely nothing, right? So really it's important to take care of ourselves because if we don't, what are we going to do with that wealth? You know, how are we going to enjoy it, right? How are we
Exactly.
going to be able to give it some of it away to help other people? So health to me is number one. Now the finances again gets into building that wealth
Mhm.
and creating that map, which I have something I'm going to share for people on the line. or anyone who watches this afterwards,
Okay.
is take care of their health. So I always say time block. That's the other thing I wanted to cover
Mm,
is part of your daily method of operation. I always work in 90-day cycles, and I break it down to the month and the week. And
yes.
then that week helps you plan in your planner. I use some people use an Excel spreadsheet. I've tried that, but I'm very much I have a regular day timer,
Yes.
the size of a notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got, my hourly in 15-minute increments. And so time blocking and making sure you leave some white space too, because isn't it true that things show up? So if we have it 2-time block, not so good. So time block based on what you want to accomplish, your goals for that week, and
Mm-hmm.
your daily method of operation. How many people do you need to call? How many follow-ups do you have? Who do you need to follow up with to make sure that you're taking care of your customers? So I wanted to make sure we covered that, because that's really a very important part of the daily method of operation. So getting back to health, you want to time block what you're going to do. What are you going to do for your cardiovascular fitness, your strength, your stretching, your mind? So it's mind, body, spirit. You want to cover those, because the healthier we are, the better energy we're going to have to accomplish creating those multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to do that. And so finances too, what I always help people understand in the resource that I'm going to share is you really want to put a number to each of those streams of income for 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, and 10 years. And this is a chance to dream big, but also reverse engineer. So if for example, whatever, like I know for real estate, how many homes do I have to sell at what price in order to make this income? So you reverse engineer it, because you want to be realistic as well, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Now,
yeah.
Lisa, that ties in with your plan,
Yeah.
do,
Yes.
review. That's how
Right.
you ended it.
Right. I have a little more to say about that.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go,
I will
go.
have a little more, but let me finish here. So contribution is really important. People who create wealth and don't contribute aren't typically happy.
Ah,
It
beautiful.
is more blessed to give than receive, right? There's a reason
Mm,
that is in the Bible.
absolutely.
So what do you want to contribute in this life? Is there a cause close to your heart? I had mentioned Lift Up Young Lives here in Melbourne, Florida. We
Yes.
adopted our youngest child, our daughter, my only daughter, from foster care. And
Mm,
so it always bothered me the number of children who never get adopted. And
yes.
so that's how Lift Up started. So I knew I wanted to help and give. So I give money and I give time. And I have a great group of people that we work together for this particular organization. So what has touched your heart
Mm,
that you can contribute? And sometimes at the moment you can't contribute money, but you can contribute time.
absolutely.
You could be on the board, or you could, say, okay, I'm gonna help with this fundraiser. It can be just one thing,
That's right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then the last thing also, and there's more to it, but I know we have a certain
Yes.
timeline here.
We
Fun.
do.
Do you have a bucket list? I heard you say you have it on your bucket list to see Tony Robbins. Yay!
And I've had mine for quite a while.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
and you want to you want to be sure that you're looking at that list and you are planning at least 1 or 2 things that you're going to do in that quarter. And they don't have to be huge things like we just got back from Israel.
Mm-hmm.
It can be I want to plan a dinner party for my girlfriends. It can be as simple as that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
I think all of these really great points that you're giving us are more than valid. And I got all the pictures and I saw all the things that you posted in your trip to Israel. That had to be a great trip. Yes, I
It
know.
was amazing. Yeah.
I know. I love the title that you have for working with the young people, Lift Up Young Lives. I think that's just fantastic. It's so fitting and it segues to so many things. You have given us lots of tips and lots of good information to work with here. Let's talk and share you with the audience what you want and what you're offering them as a freebie. And I'm going to put up your email address because they're going to connect with you that way. And I'm going to let that run while you decide and share with them what you're offering as a freebie to them.
Absolutely. So I have a tool called Wealth Winners,
Yes.
and it helps you. It's the tool to help you document what your vision is and document what your current and what your future streams of income will be and how much money you want to make from that. And then there's a total. And then there's also your top goals for that 1 year. So they're 1, 3, and 5 years. And then there's also 10-year. And so then there's the top goals that you have to create those streams of income. What are your top goals? Top 3 to 5 goals, 3 to 5 goals. And then also, what are the actual income producing activities that you must do? Call so many people per day, like as anyone in most businesses, you have to prospect. How many customers are you going to reach out to? New customers, and then also, who do you want to reach out to? Existing customers, to let them know that you're there, that you care, how's everything going. And then there's a whole 1 year where you can actually document how much money you actually made from each of those streams of income. And again, like I said, you want to do one at a time. Most people have at least one already. And then you can plan, 1 or 2 more, or up to 5 more. It's got a space for up to 5 streams of income.
I like it. So it's 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and then did I hear 10 years?
10 years.
That's great.
Right. So it's a tool, and there's instructions along with it as well. And so I'm very happy for anyone who emails me to email them that copy.
Wonderful. I have your email going across, and it will be up after we're off air as well, so that those who are interested, all they have to do is just email you and say, I'm interested in the program, the format, and then you'll send it out to them.
Absolutely.
At no cost. So that's great.
Right.
Time flies here. It just goes.
Sure does. It does.
I really try and keep it under 30 minutes for a lot of good reasons. Is there anything that you want to share or add that we didn't cover? I know you can only do so much, the time flies, but if there's anything at all, you have a minute or two to share whatever it is that I maybe didn't ask you that you want to share with the audience, whatever it is, or something that you want to, whatever it is, now is the time.
Okay, great. I wanted to just make sure I really explained the plan, do, and review. I covered the plan a little bit, and obviously the doing the activities that you plan. The review is really important because what gets measured gets done. And it just, a lot of times we don't do that, and we're like, wow, what did I do? How come I didn't reach my goals? Or, gosh, I surpassed my goals. So looking back is really good information for the future, for doing better, because there's always room for improvement, constant, never-ending improvement, right? So I just wanted to make sure that I help people understand that. And the tool that I give, it does have that review. Okay, I said I want to make this. How much am I making each month? And at the end of the year, you're going to add it up, and you'll be like, oh, I hit my goal. I fell a little short, or boy, I got to make my goals bigger next year, right? And you can be reviewing it every single, accumulating every single month.
Yes, I like it. I like it, and I am going to send through for it as well, because one of my shortcomings I'm discovering, it's all about discovery, is that as good as I can be at this, that, or the other, I stink in this. And the strategy and the planning is not a strong format for me. So I'm going to be one of the first to email you for that list. And Can I say thank you, thank you, thank you. This was a long time coming, but it's been wonderful. You gave us lots of good tips and tools.
Oh, great. Thank you so much again. I love being with you physically, but this is the next best thing. So I look forward to seeing you at Women's Prosperity Network.
And you will, and soon. Lisa, you are a delight, and I can hardly wait for the book that's coming out. When is that book coming out?
So I have to contact the gentleman who that's another compilation book that I was invited to be a part of, and it was really it's long overdue. I need to contact him again. A couple of the people who were supposed to be in the book, unfortunately, got the two people who knew each other were in a car accident,
Oh, God.
and and they did not make it through that car accident,
No,
sadly. Yeah,
no, no, no. Well,
yeah.
you let us
So
know.
I will. Yes.
I understand this is life and things just happen, but you just keep plugging on. When you are ready, you'll let me know and we will plug that book as well. But listen,
Awesome.
my love, I'm going to ask you to get back to the green room and don't leave, wait for me. And then
I
I'll
will.
to chat with you for a brief moment while I say so long to the audience. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. And one last thing, I did notice so many wonderful comments
Yeah.
come across the screen, and just want to say thank you to the beautiful friends we have on here and for the wonderful comments that y'all made. So thank you, and have a wonderful evening. And I'll wait for you. I'll wait
Yes,
for you.
you will. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm taking what's her name? I don't know how many of you remember Shirley Temple. No one really. But listen, every week, every Wednesday night, I bring to you women who are so full of their gifts, their talents, their skills, mastering them, wanting to share them with you. And when I met Lisa a long time ago, it appears, and then we weren't able to connect until now. And when she said to me that, I think I want to talk about multiple streams of income, I said, hallelujah, because who does not want to know more about multiple streams of income, especially if we're working online? It's a never ending new frontier. It's continually exploding. So you want to maximize as much as you can, all that you can, to increase your income, no matter what it might be. So I'm happy that she was here to share with us. She says, I love Shirley Temple. Yes, indeed. You remember Shirley? Who? Well, you know what? You don't have to remember anything today because you can go to YouTube and get almost anything. But one of her expressions was, oh my goodness. And I find that I'm picking it up for whatever reason. Can I say thank you for being here? It's always good to look out and to see you here because we know it's not the best time. And for those of you who will come back and watch the replay, please put in hashtag replay so that I'll know that you were here. And one thing I want to leave you with. Lisa and I met maybe about 3 years ago, and here it is for the first time we're able to do this one-on-one via this new live streaming, and I'm honored and delighted that she could do this with us. But what I want to tell you about is like building relationships, good, hearty, healthy relationships. It takes time, and you have to be persistent and consistent. Knowing how you communicate is important, but also understanding the other person that you're communicating with, their communication style will help you more to be able to connect with them, and it'll be a win-win for both of you. So I'm going to invite you, if you're interested in knowing what your community, I've taken zillions, as I'm sure you have, personality quiz tests that tell you that you're this, that, or the other. But this one, the bank code, was able to deliver to me my communication way, my style. And then when I read the other three, I understood. And I'm hoping that the same will be for you as well. So if you're interested in discovering what your signature communication style might be, then just type in key, Key, and then you will be delivered. By the way, this is a joint venture for me, but it's safe and it's good because I only align myself with people that are like-minded. But you'll get a complimentary quiz that you take, which will tell you what your style is, and you'll love it. You'll enjoy it. For me, it was mind-boggling and mind-blowing because sometimes you know and sometimes you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Remember that. But thank you for being here. Remember key if you're interested in the personality quiz to learn your communication style. And Lisa is special in so many ways. And anybody who's about business and strategies to help and support us to grow, I'm in, all in. So please connect with her. You'll have her email, you'll have her website, and touch base with her because you won't regret it. You will only meet and greet and connect with people here that are like-minded and on a journey to support themselves and you in the best way. So you have a great week, a great weekend. I thank you for being here. All the best until next week, next Tuesday at 7, next Wednesday at 7 for Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, Living Legacies. And I hope one day you'll be one. Until then, all the best. Be well and take care. So long for now. Cheers.